It's that lovely time of year where we watch all our favorite holiday classics and then realize something that's always bothered us about them. Like, is it okay that Tim Allen may have murdered Santa Claus? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? No. But my personal favorite, is Santa Claus a complete jerk in the 1964 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special? And are we okay with it?
Rudolph, please. Could you tone it down a bit? I mean, that nose of yours.
Sure, Santa's just trying to do his literal one and only task of the year, which is making Christmas happen, but he sure makes the workplace insufferable for two separate departments, the elf and the reindeer department.
How can I eat? That silly elf song is driving me crazy.
So let's start with the elves. These elves spend 365 days of the year building toys for kids around the world. I guess they have no vacation days. While Santa gets most of the credit for just overnighting the packages once a year. In addition to their hard-earned hours, the elves spend what seems like a lot of time carefully crafting a song about working for Santa called We Are Santa's Elves. That's like me showing up to work on Monday and calling my boss into a conference room with a song called I Am Cynthia's Producer. That's my supervisor, and honestly, I'm not against writing a ballad about it, but it's still a lot of work to coordinate an entire song when I am not, by nature, a songwriter. Anyway, I'm getting away from the point. The elves invite Santa to elf practice to hear the latest version of the song, and then he has the nerve to show up very impatiently and say,
Well, let's get this over with.
And after they're done performing their song about being dedicated to no one else but Santa, he gives them feedback and acts like they wasted his time.
Well, it needs work. I have to go.
What does Papa know?
Is it part of their elf contract to perform for Santa, or was this just an extra thing they did after hours? Either way, I'm not okay with it. Moving on. Department number 2, the reindeer.
Great bouncing iceberg.
Now, I'm sure it'll stop as soon as he grows up, Santa.
Well, let's hope so if he wants to make the sleigh team someday.
So Santa tells Rudolph he'll never make the sleigh team unless he can get rid of the nose that is attached to his body. And then he tells Rudolph's father that he should be ashamed of himself.
Donner, you should be ashamed of yourself. What a pity. He had a nice takeoff, too.
Yeah, a little harsh there, Kris Kringle. Now, this moment in particular is what causes Rudolph to run away from home and almost die a bunch of times. And then when he returns, Santa has just canceled Christmas because there's a storm in the North Pole, which probably happens a lot. And he's still annoyed at Rudolph for no reason until he has this major epiphany.
That nose of yours, that nose. That beautiful, wonderful nose.
Huh?
Rudolph, Christmas is not off, and you're going to lead my team.
Oh, I can use you freak. Now, Rudolph takes the high road here and goes along with it, but I would have gone down on the low road, like this SNL moment.
Well. Congrats, Rudolph. Oh, you could put that away, Donna. Whatever your name is.
Okay, I've been pretty tough on Santa this episode, and I want to make the nice list, so I'm gonna highlight the, one good thing he does. And by the way, you've watched pretty much every single moment that Santa shows up in this movie, because he's not a lead character and he's barely there. At the end, because he feels terrible, probably, Santa lets Rudolph guide him to the banished island of misfit toys, which are toys that are, slightly off because Santa doesn't like anything different, and then he picks them up. He gets there, and they're crying about how they'll never get off this island, and they're banished, and he picks them up and gives them a hug. Great. This is the last 10 seconds of the movie.
Well, let's be on our way.
So in conclusion, am I okay with Rude Santa? Yeah, I am. Not because I agree with his actions, but because it's pretty funny to realize that the villain of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is somehow Santa Claus. You know, the most beloved figure of all time. So let me know, do you have a favorite Rude Santa moment, or do you completely disagree and find that Santa's actions are completely justified? They're not. Let me know your thoughts and your suggestions for the next episode of Are We Okay With This? You can find me at Ash Crossan.